When I first started learning English, I tried to do everything: vocabulary, pronunciation, reading, listening, and I felt overwhelmed. I thought to myself, maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe I'll never be fluent. But now, looking back, I wish I had done just one thing. The one skill that makes everything else easier. Listening. Listening. Sounds simple, but it can change everything. That's why I made a free guide to help you build a calm, focused, and enjoyable listening habit. You don't need to study for hours. You don't need to be perfect. Just start small, stay with it, and let listening guide you. The link is in the description. But right now, let me tell you why listening is the heart of learning a language. There's a belief that if you're not struggling, you're not learning. But that's not true. Struggle doesn't mean progress. Yes, speaking, vocabulary, grammar, they're important. But one skill builds them all, and that is listening. I've learned 3 languages: English, Chinese, Spanish, and every time, listening was the one thing that made me better at everything else. And it's not just my story. Even Steve Kaufman, a famous polyglot, says, "If you can understand well, everything else will come." Speaking, grammar, vocabulary, they all grow from listening. So if you're busy with school, work, family, and you don't have hours a day to study, just focus on one thing. Listen every day, even just 10 minutes. It makes a difference. When I sit down to study, I always begin with listening, and here's why. When I listen to something I enjoy, something just a little difficult, something that makes me curious, I start to hear how the language works. Pronunciation gets better. Grammar starts to feel natural. Words stick in my brain. It's like my brain is learning without stress. That's why I always tell learners, start with listening. Let it guide the rest. But remember, skills don't grow by accident. You can't just listen once and expect to speak fluently tomorrow. You have to build it step by step with care. Learning is not a magic trick. It's a process, like planting a seed and giving it water, light, and time. That's why I say, treat learning like a journey, not something you rush. Now let me tell you a little secret. One thing I do every night. Before bed, I read a book, but not just reading. I listen to the audiobook at the same time. Why? Because sometimes the words are strange or too new, and I want to hear how they're pronounced. I want to feel the rhythm. I want my brain to listen and connect the meaning, and it helps me focus. It helps me relax, and it helps me remember. Here's how I do it. I open the book on my iPad. Then I play the audiobook on my phone. Let's say the book is How Not to Age. A little scientific, a bit difficult. But with audio, I can follow the ideas more clearly. If I just read, I might get lost. But with listening, I stay with the story. My eyes see the words. My ears hear the meaning. And my brain says, yes, I get it now. There's another method I love. It's simple and kind of fun. Record your voice, yes, you. Open the voice memo app on your phone. Talk about grammar rules, new vocabulary, how you feel today. Then listen back in the shower, on the bus, while washing dishes. It becomes your own mini podcast, just for you. You're not just learning words, you're learning from yourself. Want to make it even more fun? Pretend you're on a podcast, like, really? Imagine it. You're the guest. Someone says, tell us about your day. Describe your dream vacation. What do you love about your hometown? And you answer, in English, like a real speaker. You can even use ChatGPT as your fake interviewer. Then later, listen to what you said. And when you do, You'll hear your mistakes, your awkward phrases, and slowly, you'll fix them. That's how you grow. And don't worry if your voice sounds strange to you. Everyone feels that at first. Even I feel it when I listen back to my videos. But that's okay, because the point isn't to sound perfect. It's to become an active listener, to hear what you said, to notice the small things, and to say, I can do better next time. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. Here's another great idea. Do a weekly recap, once a week, just 1 minute. Record yourself. Talk about what you learned, not just lists of words, but real sentences. Use the vocabulary. Create little stories. Talk about your week. Maybe you learned the word confident. Then say, this week I felt more confident when I spoke English. Now that's real learning. Don't just say, word 1, word 2, word 3. That's not how our brain remembers. Instead, give each word a home, a little context, a feeling, a story. Talk about your real life. Talk about your struggles. Maybe you forgot a word while talking to someone. Maybe you had a moment of silence. That's okay. Say it out loud. Tell your story. Even if it's not perfect, it's your journey. Of course, to improve your listening, you need to listen. Watch videos, play podcasts, turn on the subtitles if you need. But here's the thing. Choose content you like, not what's popular, not what's for advanced learners. If it's too hard, you'll feel lost, you'll stop. If it's too easy, you'll get bored. Find the sweet spot, just a little difficult, and enjoy the ride. Sometimes, I save hard videos for the future. I tell myself, one day I'll understand this. And I do. Weeks later, I watch the same video again, and suddenly, I hear more, understand more, feel more. That's called progress. So don't feel bad if something is hard today. It just means you're still growing, and growing takes time. So, how do you find the right content? Here's my tip. Ask yourself, what do I love? What makes me curious? For me, I love yoga. I love travel. I love health and learning. So when I want to practice Spanish, I look for videos about those topics. That way, it doesn't feel like study. It feels like fun. Try it. Search YouTube in your target language. Watch a yoga class. Watch a travel vlog. Watch someone explore a new city. And while you watch, pay attention. Do you understand the main ideas? Are there words you don't know? Pause, write them down, learn them later. That's how your brain connects real life to the language you're learning. I use a tool called Notion. It helps me stay organized. I create little lists, words I want to remember, phrases I love, grammar that surprises me. You don't have to use Notion. Use whatever works for you. Just make sure you're not learning randomly. You're learning with intention. Because that's what really matters. Not how many hours, but how you use them. Some people study hard. They feel tired, frustrated. They say, why am I still bad at this? Why don't I remember anything? Maybe I'm just not good at languages. But here's the truth. It's not about being smart. It's about being gentle, being curious, being consistent. Don't fight the language. Walk with it. Let it be part of your life. You don't need to suffer to learn. In fact, if it feels too hard, you'll probably stop. And that's what we don't want. We want learning to feel light, to feel interesting, to feel like something we enjoy. Because when you enjoy it, you'll keep going. And when you keep going, you grow. One word at a time, one sentence at a time, one voice, one story, yours. Let me remind you, there is no rule that says, language must be hard. If you're not tired, you're not learning. That's just not true. I believe learning should feel easy, not lazy, but light. Because when it feels easy, you enjoy it. And when you enjoy it, you stick with it. That's what matters most. The next time you sit down to learn, ask yourself, what do I feel like listening to today? What topic do I enjoy? What makes me smile or feel something? Then go find that in English, even just a short video, even just 5 minutes, and let that be your lesson. Because learning isn't always in books, it's in moments, real ones. And don't worry, if you don't understand everything, you're not supposed to. It's okay to pause, it's okay to replay, it's okay to say, I don't know this yet. The word is yet, because one day you will understand. So be patient. Let the words come slowly. Let your ears adjust. Let your brain grow quietly. Here's another idea. If you're planning a trip, watch videos in English about that place. If you love cooking, watch recipes in English. If you enjoy fitness, find a simple workout video in English. That's how listening becomes a part of your life, not just a task on a to-do list, but something that connects to you, your hobbies, your interests, your dreams. And when you hear a new word, write it down. Don't just copy it, use it. Make a sentence, say it out loud, make it real. The more you use a word, the more it becomes yours. You don't need long study hours. You just need small moments with real feeling and real focus. That's how fluency begins. Some people ask me, how many hours should I study? What's the best method? How fast can I become fluent? And I always say, it's not about hours, it's about intention. 1 hour of passive listening is not the same as 10 minutes of true focus. You don't need to rush. You don't need to compare. You just need to listen with your heart. Sometimes you'll feel stuck. You'll think, I'm not improving. This is too slow. Maybe I should quit. But that's not the truth. The truth is when you are growing silently, gently, every day, like a tree that grows underground before you ever see a leaf. You may not see it yet, but something is happening. So keep going. Here's a little reminder. You are not bad at languages. You are not too old. You are not too slow. You are just learning in your own way. The world is full of voices, but yours is important too. Let English become a part of it, not by force, but with love. That's the secret to fluency. If you're still listening right now, I want to say thank you. Thank you for giving yourself this time. Thank you for listening with care. Thank you for trying, even when it's hard. And if this podcast has helped you, even just a little, then I hope you'll keep going, because this isn't just about English. It's about confidence, about connection, about becoming more of yourself. So, what now? Start small. Pick something to listen to today. A podcast, a story, a voice on YouTube. Choose something you enjoy, something you mostly understand, something that makes you smile or wonder. Then just listen, breathe, feel the words. You don't need to understand everything. You just need to show up again and again. And that's where fluency begins. If you ever feel tired, just pause, breathe, and remember you are still learning. Language is not a race, it's a rhythm, a dance between sound and meaning, between your ears and your heart. Some days you will feel slow, some days you will feel strong, but every day you are building something beautiful. And if you want a little help, I created a free guide. It's called the Intentional Listening Blueprint. Inside, you'll find tips, steps, and simple ways to make listening part of your daily life. Just click the link in the description, leave your email, and I'll send it to your inbox. Because you don't have to do this alone. I'm here with you. And if you love learning, if you want to grow in more ways, like starting a new hobby, improving your time, or building something creative. I also recommend Skillshare. It's full of expert classes that help you learn, not just passively, but actively. I've used it myself, and I truly believe in it. Check the link if you'd like a free trial. Before we end, just one last thing. No matter where you are in your journey, beginner, intermediate, or somewhere in between, you are doing enough. You are showing up. You are listening. You are learning. And I'm proud of you. Even if no one else says it today, I will. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this episode helped you, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more. And remember, fluency doesn't come from stress. It comes from small moments, simple practice, and a soft voice that says, I can do this. One word at a time, one breath at a time. I'm still learning. See you next time. And until then, keep listening.